What's Cooking Podcast. Me and Mike,
That's
Mikey
right.
Mula, businessmen. You know what we do. So yeah, welcome to the What's Cooking Podcast. My name is Fabrice. This is Mike,
Michael.
as I mentioned before. And basically, our podcast is going to be a podcast that's going to be about mostly financial literacy, business, and all that good stuff. So basically, somewhere down the line, we're going to start having guests on here where they're going to be able to showcase their businesses, a lot of young entrepreneurs, and, you know, they're going to not just showcase what they have, but also
Bringing the talent to the forefront.
exactly, right? So with that being said, we're just going to introduce ourselves for a little bit. And then me and Mike, we got a couple topics we want to pick each other's brains about.
Okay.
So, yeah, so basically my name's Fabrice. I'm from Brooklyn originally. I live in Queens now. 26, finance major. That's kind of what got me to think about doing this podcast, just because, you know, I went to business school, stuff like that. So, you know, I've always been pretty business oriented. Mike?
Yeah. I'm Michael Kolawole, from Nigeria. I live in Queens. 23 years old. I'm also known as the man of many things, do reselling, marketing, entertainment. Nothing too crazy. Like I majored in I didn't know you majored in finance. That's actually different.
A lot of people don't know that.
I majored in if that's the case, I majored in broadcasting and mass communication with a side of business and marketing. So double majored over here. And honestly, I'm all for I'm bringing talent to the forefront of I'm even wearing black business as we speak right now.
So am I, actually.
So,
Shout out
that's what we do.
Slow and steady clothing.
That's what we do. So my style is I love wearing new unrecognizable people that, that can be recognized. So yeah, that's basically me in a nutshell.
Yeah. So basically how this podcast started, it actually wasn't my idea. It was actually my boy Shafiq. It was actually his idea to get a podcast started, but everybody kind of flopped. And yeah, from there I kind of just picked up the idea myself. And basically,
shout out to Feek though.
Yeah, shout out to Feek. That's definitely my guy.
That's the homie right there.
Yeah, for a fact. But basically, I basically took the idea for myself, and I thought about just doing something different. And I feel like one thing about New York City, at least New York City, is that people always say New York people never support each other.
I beg to differ a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah, I'll beg to differ as well. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty supportive. But a lot of people say in New York, a lot of people, they don't support each other, like Atlanta, Florida, stuff like that, like states like those. So for me, I was thinking, well, if we're talking about support, let's do something supportive. And I feel like, no shade to the music industry, but I feel like the music podcasts and stuff like that, they're kind of too saturated where it's like everybody wants to interview the same rappers over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So I said, let's do something different. Let's do businesses.
Yeah.
Especially because a lot of these businesses are tied with, a lot of the biggest stars in the music industry and just all media outlets all together. So that's kind of what got my idea to start flowing, and that's kind of where I got, my inspiration from to do it. And then, reach out to Mike. Mike's definitely somebody I know that has a huge network. So do I. So
and I love bringing people together too. So
so I know us two coming together, we definitely have a lot of resources to have our advantage and
introducing the tag team champions of the world.
Put the belts right here.
Pretend the belts are right here.
Put the belts right here. But that's basically how everything got started, and now we're here. It took a while. A lot of people were pressing me about it. Asking me when I could get started, when am I going to get my interview. I said, I got you guys. Don't worry, I got you. And now we're here. So, with that said, I'm happy to work with Mike. I'm happy to work with Walter as well. Shout out, Walter.
Shout out to Walter.
Shout out to the Brooklyn Podcasting Studio.
Brooklyn is in the house, not even going to lie.
Yes, sir. And so with that said, let's get started. So the first thing I did want to speak about is, the main topic of this podcast, right? Entrepreneurship. So, Mike, I would like to ask you, how do you feel about entrepreneurship, specifically in New York City?
I feel it's a it's a what do you call this? It's a surplus of entrepreneurs in New York City. I feel like since it's been like that way since the pandemic, and it hasn't really stopped ever since. I think it's a lot of. I personally think it's a lot of creative individuals. I also feel it's a lot of redundant individuals too, because people don't know how to differentiate themselves. But at the same time, it's all about you have to know when to stand out and how to stand out. So I feel like in New York City, as far as entrepreneurs in New York City go, I feel like they got a lot of potential. But at the same time, it's like we have to figure out some of them are not recognized either. That's also what I feel. So I pretty much already told you guys, but my style is about bringing those people I feel that are talented to the forefront, so right now this guy's from Philadelphia, but I got a bag here, distinct in the house and stuff like that. So he's from Brooklyn, and I feel like he's really, 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 really talented and stuff like that. So I do feel as far as creators goes, as far as, people are doing like finance, because everybody wants to talk about credit repair and houses and real estate and all that stuff. There are definitely a bunch of people that are doing it, but I feel as though just only like a really few stand out to me. So I just feel like that way for a long time. So
yeah, I really want to add on to that. Like, it really is getting redundant.
Yeah.
In terms of like the business, I feel like no shade to a lot of people, because again, get it how you get it, but it's just like it's too many businesses that's just too redundant to me, and it's just like I feel like I can't even like say anything specific, because I don't want to, like I said, offend anybody. But I just feel like if you have the talent for it, do it. Because I feel like for some people it's just that I'm interested in it, but they don't really know how to go about it, and then when they dive into that industry, they tend to fail quick and give up quick because they didn't realize, this is all like that goes into it. It's not just
to say you're an
just you
entrepreneur.
just do it, get my LLC and that's it, vibes. And I'm
what they used to have LLC Facebook,
LLC question mark vibes. Like it's not like that. You feel me?
And a lot of people don't understand. It takes structuring too. Like it's not about just saying you're an entrepreneur. Like you actually have to have a plan. Like you need a plan.
You definitely do. Because just for example, let's just say clothing lines. There's a lot of clothing lines out there.
Correct.
And for me personally, I like a lot of them. I'm not gonna lie, I rock a lot of them. Like I said, Lotto Universal, shout out them for this hat.
I gotta
shout out to my boy Marcus. He made this slow and steady.
I gotta cop that hat.
Yeah, like I always buy from brands that I already know, and I'm always open to buying from new brands as well. But I feel like if you're a new brand, like at least to my eyes, like I have to really like feel like the passion that you put into your work.
Yeah, you have. Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's
like,
a fact. Yeah.
Like even this bag, I like this bag. I'm not gonna lie. I like this bag a lot, and I feel like certain designs, like for people, is just like they just take. It's kind of like the meme, right? Like they say people just take like a picture of Goku wearing like a Bape jersey
and just slap it on the
and
t-shirt.
just slap it on the t-shirt. And it's just like,
this is not Valley Stream. This is not Kings Plaza.
It's not Green Acres Mall. I tell you that. Like we're not doing that. But yeah, it's just like when you see things like that, it's just like if it's that easy, let me just go ahead and do it.
Yeah, that's
but
funny.
Even then, it's just like you personally know yourself. Well, I'm not really a clothing line guy, so it's like I know it wouldn't.
And a lot of people don't really like to pay for convenience too. Like if you don't really specialize in something, it's okay to like get a team, get a member that specializes in that. That's also my opinion.
Yeah, like I feel like you could really tell who really like puts their time and effort into like what they do. Like I said, except this guy. No, for example, like with clothing lines, like I said, I feel like you really have to have that passion to really know like what it is that you want to do, like how to improvise, how to just like I'd say improvisation for sure, because I feel like eventually some people like are gonna get bored of what they're doing. They want to do something else. Right, or not even just like what they're doing. Like let's just say if they do strictly t-shirts, they get bored of t-shirts. Want to do hats,
go by the season, right? Go by the season,
yeah, by the season, stuff like that. But also too, like the design too, like might have a certain logo like that's like very notable to everybody, but it's like somewhere down the line you want to switch it up, do something different with it. And I feel like that's where you really see who's really creative and who's really about their business as opposed to everybody else. Because like you said, the guys who just slap an image on the t-shirt, those guys, they just be like,
you
not doing that.
Do that online. Literally.
I'm not doing that. I'm just, but the people that really take time, they really sketch, they really understand their craft and stuff like that. Those are the guys who always come out on top.
And another thing,
come out with
just
something
to even add on to your point, a lot of people can't take criticism too. Like, and that's going to be the biggest. I feel like that's another thing that's killing entrepreneurs. It's everywhere too, but if we're focusing on New York City, I'm literally on raw reviews like 3 times, all positive reviews, and I see other businesses on there, and it's like when I see how they respond to criticism, it's just like you ain't even have to respond like that, man. Like just take it on, like just take it on the chin. Sometimes people do be dragging it, but at the same time, you also want to leave, you know what they say, like you have like a 15 seconds in the elevator to make a pitch. So you have a certain number of a certain time window to let people know, like, okay, somebody said something bad about my business. How am I going to respond? And people, no matter what you can say, people are looking how you respond to certain things.
That's true.
And if you don't think people are looking, I'm best believe somebody lied to you, because they are really, 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 really looking. I have to get that off my chest, because I've been seeing a lot of creative people, a lot of like business-minded people just go down because they don't know how to deal with criticism, and I'm just like,
no, it's funny how you brought up raw reviews, because I'm not gonna lie, I feel like a lot of people are gonna look at us and think we're similar to raw reviews in a way.
Yeah, but it's not.
I mean,
it's not
we're different.
That.
Like,
yeah, it's not that.
Can't really say how just yet, but you'll see the difference.
They have their
Shout out
own,
to raw reviews though.
Yeah, they have their own target. You know?
Yeah. So it's that. For me personally, I feel like when it comes to a lot of entrepreneurs these days too. There's a lot of competitiveness.
Yeah.
In terms of, but when I say competitiveness, I mean it in a negative way. Like people don't just congratulate each other.
Yeah.
You know, people still shade each other.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Try to kill one brand to highlight another.
Yeah.
That's a, and they do it sometimes. Sometimes it's direct. Most of the time though, it's just in subs. And I'd be you if you really in tune, you see it. You really do see it though. So I really feel like, and sometimes it even starts with like, they sometimes get mad because you model this brand. Why can't you come model mine? And then they feel away when you're not doing that at a certain time window. And it's like, damn, like, oh, excuse me, like, dang, like, it's like, what are you getting mad at me for? Like, I'm just a consumer. And like, they even get mad at the consumer for not picking their brand over somebody else, which I think it's a mental asylum help. That's just my thing. That's just my thing now. So.
Yeah, because I feel like for some people too, it's just like, even if it's not like something shady, they still do something that I feel like could be taken in that way. Like, I'll notice some people might copy other people, and they'll just like throw a little twist to it, and then subliminally say, you know, my brand is better because they have that one extra factor added into their product or service or whatever it is.
Yo, have you ever been on a I don't know if you ever seen it, but like there was one time I seen a post on Facebook, and it was somebody highlighting somebody's brand, and somebody came under the status and basically was insinuating that that's cool and all, but like my brand is like, you know, the brand to have and stuff. I was just like, there's a time and a place for everything. Because, you know, when viral statuses go, everybody's dropping their Facebook link, their YouTube link, their music link, their whatever link or whatever. And I understand that because it's viral. But first of all, this is what happens. Not everybody does see that. That's one. People are just scrolling to find entertainment comments. That's one. Two, when you do see that, especially when it's people that you know, it's kind of like, bro, there's a time.
You can put them to the side.
Yeah, like there's a time and a place for everything, man. So I don't really personally don't like that, but I really don't take it personal because, like I said, they're just trying to push their brand out. Because it's like when somebody's harassing you to go, listen to my mixtape, and it's just like at your window, your car window, or even
Sometimes
on the train,
it's fire,
Showtime, you know?
Sometimes it's fire.
Yeah, sometimes it's fire, so.
But that's the thing, though. At least I'm open to actually, like, checking out whatever it is. Like, for example, a mixtape. If somebody gives me a mixtape, I'm actually going to listen to it.
Yeah, I'm actually listening to it, yeah.
I might look at you crazy, but I'm actually going to be like, you know what? I'm going to bump this. If it's fire, best believe you'll see me follow you on Instagram right after. But
yeah, when am I supposed to went viral? Somebody dropped their music link. Surprisingly, it was actually fire. The other two times, though, I was like, nah, bro, this is not it. But I gave them criticism, though. So I was like, I feel like the flow was off. The melody was just off. I wasn't really feeling it. And he just took it like that. So
yeah, on the topic of music, first of all, music is an entrepreneurial industry.
Yeah, it is.
So a lot of artists gotta understand, like, you're a business person, you know, so you gotta move like one. But on the topic of music, I was gonna say too, but when it comes to criticism, I feel like sometimes, like, you do have to be honest with people.
Yeah, you do. You do. You don't have to be super brutally honest, but just I feel like if you're going to be honest, let them know how they can improve. That's just another thing. That's what I personally do. Like I always say, if I don't like something, how it could be better. But that's also my perspective, because what's fire to me is also not fire to somebody else. So they have to take that how they want to take that personally.
Yeah, and I feel like when you're receiving criticism, even not even just with music, but just in any industry, I feel like, you do have to be real with yourself and actually listen to like what's being said.
Listen,
because I feel like a lot of people, they get defensive, or they say, well, you're not my target audience or something. Like people get defensive,
cool.
like they get mad, like not even defensive, they get mad, like they get angry about it, rather than just understand. They just, I feel like it's 2022,
and you
like,
gotta
we done seen so many brands go up.
You gotta have an unbiased opinion. Like I'm gonna be honest, you have to have two, three types of opinions. You have to have your, supportive opinion. You gotta have supporters. You have to also have that, like, people that might not like it opinion, because you want to be better regardless. Like you constantly have to be better than you were yesterday. That's literally one of the models I go by, like, every single day. And you have to have an unbiased opinion all the time, because that, like, it's like a median, a positive and a negative. Like I have to have at least three of those. So if it's a negative ends up being positive, and the unbiased, like, it's like, okay, this is cool, and the positive is positive, and all of them three matches, we straight, we live, we going viral. That's my MO on that one. But it's not a lot of people.
That's how you feeling?
Yeah. It's not a lot of people.
Yeah. The one thing that I would just say though that I really don't like are the gurus.
The gurus? Oh.
Yeah, because I feel like if you reach a point of success, just keep it going. I feel like a lot of people, like I said, to backtrack back to the whole shade part, I feel like a lot of people, like, they might not directly target other people to be shade towards you, but they'll try to, like, pull the guru card, where it's just like, I'm the GOAT, nobody else is better than me. Yeah. And a lot of people fall for these gurus, man. And a lot of these gurus, don't get me wrong, they're successful.
Yeah.
But some of them are successful because of, like, basically their guru persona. Like, for example, there'll be people that might look rich. You support them because they seem successful and whatnot.
Seem.
Right?
You got to do those.
But now they actually become rich because you went and supported them.
You went and supported them,
like, Like, for example, let's just say somebody...
You bought into the image.
Yeah, like, let's just say somebody's selling, like, a course. Right? Like, you're going to buy the course because you see the results that this person's supposedly done, right? You buy the course, and now all of a sudden, now you see this person doing even more.
Yeah.
In terms of, like, what they have, because everybody's flashing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, it's a inside joke that I have with my friends, where basically this guy he posted a tweet, and he was saying, like, because I'm a actual trader, like a stock trader and stuff like that. And he was saying,
you
like,
do actually know how to trade. That I know.
That's true.
That I know.
Kind of shady there. But yeah. So basically, the joke was, you're not a certified trader unless you have, like, a Lambo or McLaren.
I'm crying. You really right with that. That's crazy.
He said that, it stuck with me, because that's true. Because a lot of these dudes, like, they sell you, like, courses that literally don't teach you anything. Like,
dreams.
They teach you, like, the alphabets.
The word is dreams. They teach you motivation in the alphabet.
They teach you the alphabets of, like, the topic. Like, not even just trading, but just any industry. They teach you the alphabet to it, and they don't teach you anything else. And it's like, but because they showed you this fancy car, you went and bought that $1,000 course. And now
I say it like this: if they wanted to sell me dreams, I would go to the store Bed Bath and Beyond and lay in that bed and dream about taking this bed from Bed Bath and Beyond, because that's crazy. And me experiencing it firsthand, even like dealing with it firsthand, I'm just like, I was like, because I was one of the only ones who actually did, like, his part. Like, I gave people what they paid for, and being a part of that's really annoying. So, like, hearing people talk about it, like I always say, hearing people talk about it is one way to pick up, and then being a part of your own experience is another. And I literally couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, we really just made you richer, and you didn't do anything.
Because that's exactly what I was going to say. Because now, you have, like, 300 people buy that $1,000 course.
Yeah. And
now they go out and they get a real Lambo. Like, no renties, no no nothing, no renties.
Times
You know,
10.
and now it's just like
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
That's what I'm saying. Like $300,000 car, you know. So it's just like,
Hold on, let me do that on my calculator. 1,000 people and $300.
no, $1,000, 300 people.
Yeah, hold on. $1,000 times 300. Oh wow, that's
That's why you put the
300,000.
Jeopardy music in.
That's 300,000.
That's what I said. Come
that's
on,
a
man.
third.
I'm
That's
a math guy.
third.
Always been. But yeah, so, I mean, so that's really how I feel about like there's a lot of entrepreneurs in New York. There's a lot of shade. There's a lot of negativity. I feel like we just gotta be more peaceful with each other, and not even just peaceful, just mind our business, bro. Like,
It's a lot of money out for everyone.
like people always
so.
say it, if you're getting a bag, why are you concerned about other people?
Yeah,
Like, why are you concerned about other people's bag? Like, I get, you know, you want to deal with your competition, but still, like,
But since
there's other
we're
ways
on
to move around that.
But if I have to ask you a question, this is actually a question I actually wanted to bring up. Since we're on a topic on image, though, how much you think image plays a part into somebody's brand? I feel like
we just spoke on that.
yeah, 'cause I feel like
if
it's a
you're
big
flashy-
part though, a little bit.
Like, all right, it's funny because I actually did want to ask you
Yeah,
something like that,
something
similar
similar.
to it.
Yeah,
So basically, I was gonna ask you about MLM businesses because a lot of people have this notion that if I'm in a MLM, that I'm a business owner, right? And you were asking me about image, and I know a lot of people in MLMs that I know them
Yeah.
personally.
yeah, you know
That,
personally.
you know,
Yeah,
they fraud their way to the top.
their way. Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, you can't knock it because at the end of the day, you know, congrats to you. You got your riches. It's just ethically, it's like you could knock it. Like you
Rappers
just
do
look
it,
at them,
so
like,
rappers do it.
rappers do that stuff too. Rappers definitely do that stuff too. But it's just like, you know, for me personally, with the MLM experience, it's just like I feel like image definitely goes a long way because despite the fact that you know people are doing crooked stuff or whatever, they still got a lot of people to believe.
Yeah, yeah.
They even got me to believe at one point.
Yeah.
Hence why I was there. But
It's the psychology in humans. Yeah,
yeah, it's definitely the image. I feel like a lot of people don't really work on their marketing
Yes,
and
correct.
their image to the point that it hinders like their potential at what their business could become.
Yeah, could become. Yeah, I agree.
And a lot of people just feel like it's just supposed to be easy. Like I said earlier, LLC question mark vibes. Like it's success. Like
Success. Yeah. Yes.
but yeah, I just feel like that's something that it's definitely the biggest part. And I definitely see it mostly with rappers for sure, because you'll see the elevation. Like you'll see, you know, like we're from Brooklyn, right? And you'll see people wearing like the same stuff, you know, like I Heart NYC T-shirts or like, you know, or just any brand that says, you know, Brooklyn or this borough or that borough. And I know there's like those are pretty popular now. Right, so like, so no disrespect to anybody that has any designs like that. I'm just saying. But as they elevate, you start seeing them come out with like the high end brands. You start seeing
correct.
the Dior, you start seeing the Gucci, you start seeing the Louis Vuittons, you start seeing
Prada.
stuff like that.
Proud of him?
And-
Are you proud of him?
And like I was saying, it definitely does help your image because I feel like now people see you as a superstar, especially if they know you personally and they see you all the time, like not just on Instagram but in real life. You know,
Yeah.
wearing all these things, the jewelry, stuff like that. A lot of people start to really become more, I guess you could say, proud of you because they feel like, you know, you're on the way to success, even if
Yeah.
you're not necessarily successful in the moment. You're
Yeah.
still on the verge because look at what you're doing compared to where you were 6 months, a year, 2 years
Yeah.
ago.
Like
You know,
and how I always felt about images, it's always been a torn subject because like I always said, like my style is about if it's not really from like my people, I really don't want to get it. But I also know that like if you notice when everybody drops like a happy birthday post, you know that's gonna go crazy, like in likes and everything. Or when somebody gets like the latest new suit or you know something like that, it's gonna go crazy. And I get that. It's just my thing is though, I feel like authenticity. I struggle saying that word. So authenticity and transparency lives forever. Like I've always been a guy that I know how to get flashy. I just don't like to do it all the time. That's really, I don't see the purpose of that, especially when I don't really have any real reason to get flashy besides myself or going to an event. But I also caught on that you kind of, when you do look good, you feel good and everything else like, you know, comes into play with that, because now like I dressed up on my birthday. I did like 4 outfits and everything like that.
4 outfits is crazy.
I was like, wow, like
You
I
got
really
yourself
feel.
a weekend, huh?
Yeah,
Every day
I
different
did.
event.
I really felt like this is the Michael of the O, because before I was a businessman, I was a model and a creator in my own right. So I always like looked for style influences and stuff like that. And but still at the same time, I never not once like assassinated who I really was, in doing it, because I really don't get like how could you have an outfit that is like $1 million, or even though that's not like realistic a little bit, but just an outfit that's so much money, and then it's like it doesn't really reflect anything else. I don't understand that. And some people tell me they're like, oh, you got to get like a stylist or whatever, and I feel like I dress pretty okay in my own right, not like
I think
to my own horn.
You post that before.
Yeah, and it's like I dress, like I said, like I know how to rock for the occasion and stuff like that. And at the same time, people say, you look great. So it's all about perspective. But at the same time, it's just like, how much are we going to let image really believe, like, okay, because he's wearing a chain, he has to make him out of this money. And mind you, even like, I think I was in sophomore year in college, I literally stopped wearing chains because I was like, I'm not where I want to be. I literally said, I took it off, I sold it at the pawn shop, and I got back the money back. But, now it's just like, I just started to get into like accessories. Now I'm wearing watches. Like Ric Flair said, styling, profiling, headlining, son of a gun. Like I actually believe that stuff now again.
Ric Flair's robes go crazy.
Yeah, Rolex ran, diamond.
No, I said his robe.
His robe? Yeah, his robes. Yeah, his robes is fire. His robes is fire. I want his rollie though. If I ever seen him, I want his rollie.
Oh, he has like a custom rollie?
Yeah, he has a custom rollie.
Plain Jane or?
I don't know, but I'm going to find out. I'm going to find out who it is.
Wait, you seen it?
Nah, I've just seen it like wherever I seen him in person. Whenever I see him in person, I'm just going to ask him, I need that watch, man. You got like 1 billion of them, so I need that watch. It's not going to hurt you.
Yeah, all I know is me, man. I could be a millionaire tomorrow. I'm just going to dress like the typical dad. Nike sweatsuits, the dad hats.
You see how J. Cole be dressing, bro?
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Like, it's not even that. Like, it's not that I have anything against it. It's just like, I don't know. I feel like everything looks kind of baggy on him. Yeah. Maybe it's because he's like super skinny, but still like. He's
trying to bring back Soulja Boy 2007 vibes.
That's what it looks like. Yeah. Hurricane Chris.
Heavy on Hurricane Chris.
But yeah, no, that's kind of how I feel. Like, I'll be real with you. Like, I do have my own design stuff too, but I feel like
I know you do.
This guy.
Yeah.
Don't put me on blast now. But nah, I feel like for me, it's just like, it's really just the quality of like
quality, yeah.
And that's kind of what I was saying earlier. Like, even with just like people with their own clothing lines, how they just like slap something on, cheap material. It's like, I don't like all design stuff. Like, I feel like there's a lot of designs out there that are pretty ugly.
Yeah, agreed.
And I feel like there are a lot of designs that are pretty fire. And it could be by the same brand. It's just, I like this, I don't like that. But for me personally, it's more so just like the material too. I like the material. And I feel like, when people say stuff like, oh, people waste their money on this, people waste their money on that, that's true. But it's just like, at the same time, there's some people who really like, are into fashion for designs, materials, stuff like that. They're not just buying it because they want to be down and they're wasting like money or something like that. Like, I know for sure, like I said, if I could be a millionaire tomorrow, I'm gonna dress like a dad, but I'm still gonna have like some stuff stashed in there. And it's gonna be fine, like quality. Like, you're gonna touch my shirt, be like, oh, is this silk? Like, like stuff like that. But that's really it. Like, I'm pretty simplistic as is.
You know that saying.
I do like to enjoy myself.
You ever heard that saying? It's always the people that you don't think has money or something like that, something along those lines or whatever. And I was like, I do agree with it most of the time, but sometimes I'm like, sometimes it's not true, because it's just like, sometimes people who do flash, they do actually can back it up. Like, that I do know from seeing it firsthand. Like, one of my friends is a millionaire. I was like, wow, like, you really. He gets flashy from here and there, but he gets, I would say, like 65% of the time he's flashy. So he can really back it up. He can show you $1 million in his account tomorrow. I'm like, wow, like, and I'm not saying that's where I want to be, but like, I literally like stuff like that when it's truthful, it's transparent, like, so.
Yeah, it's funny too, because I could say the same about myself. Like, I know people that hit 6-7 figures and multiple 6 and 7, but yeah, they're not like that at all. I mean, the only thing they like are their cars. I say that.
Yeah.
their cars and their crib, but yeah, it's like materialistic, like stuff that don't really matter like that. I wouldn't say so much on that.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I was actually gonna ask you too, like, I know you personally have like your own business,
Yeah, correct.
right? So, well, first of all, tell us more about that for the people that don't know.
All right. So basically, I'm a reseller. So that's my main business. It's also like has side things like marketing and entertainment and everything like that because I get paid to entertain and just market other people and stuff like that. But the main thing I've been mostly focusing on for like since I was like a couple years now is reselling, and I've practically resold everything you can possibly think of from regular earphones to hair. I even sold the car before. I mostly sell like, obviously I really just focus on the electronic side of things because I always feel like electronics, everybody wants electronics. And I just started to get into sneakers, and I recently got invited to Got Soul in August and stuff like a sneaker. It's like the Super Bowl of sneakers.
Yeah, I saw you post that flyer. I sent it to my friend because he's into that.
It was really, really cool. And I really got big off of selling electronics because people was like, it was how I did it though. It was like, oh, he's a personality. He has, good customer service. And I was just infusing like my playful, bubbly self, in it. And I just always loved, I feel like everything is practically reselling. Like, if you think about it, you learn knowledge and it gets resold back to you because you have to apply it, so everything is practically reselling. So I always thought that if you mastered the basics of reselling, you could basically turn it into something. So I just started to work my way up and everything. So I've been doing reselling for like, I want to say since I was like 15, but I didn't really take it really, really branded accordingly the way I should have until like 19. Because that's when I went public with it, with the Apple partnership and everything. So
you said 15?
15 years old. Yeah.
Impressive. Yeah, so now I have a two-part question for you. So I was basically going to ask you, how did the pandemic affect like everything that you had going?
So actually, it went two routes. So at first, it was, I was actually slightly panicking because I was like, okay, so because pandemic, people are losing jobs, how can people afford to pay my stuff? And then it also shockingly, it kind of made the price increase a little bit because of like there was a shortage and everything. But then when I got called we could work whatever prices you want, and then they said people were getting unemployment. I was just like, I was like, hold on. You're saying I could include whatever prices, and then I was doing like a percentage off. I remember I gave somebody like 30% off. 50% off. And I was like, what the heck is going on here? And because you want to stay in profit, you always want to stay in profit. And I learned this a little bit late, but I didn't realize I was taking some of those like tactics back then. So at first it was kind of bad. Like I would say no more than like 3 weeks. And then after I put my plan in play, that's how I recommend people to have a plan. The moment I knew they was giving out $600 a week, I was like, yeah, we're going to market this accordingly.
Yeah, Stimmy Turner had some gifts to get.
And I literally went from, I earned at this time, I was like, but pandemic was what, over a little bit over 2 years ago?
March 2020.
Yeah, 2020. So
March
I'm 23 now. I think I was 20. Yeah, 2021 at around that time. And by this time I already made over like 6, like by now, but I had this is like the year that I just came off of just finally starting to brand it. So after that, I really started to use Excel to track everything. And I think it was in June of 2020, that's when I became, like I made over like 6 figures. Like I literally could document that completely. I sold over like 100 MacBooks. And if you do the math, 100 MacBooks, average MacBook is $1,000. Right. That's a lot of money. 100 MacBooks, and you're not even talking about the AirPods beyond. So that was when I knew everything was up like back then and everything like that. I just wish though, I kind of like regret something. I really regret not learning something else at that time for reselling because electronics was just a big focus.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Apple's still giving free beats though.
Yeah, free.
You got to find a way.
It was hard to. No, it's really. I swear to God, it's so hard to compete with that summer discount thing they doing.
Everybody was taking those headphones.
Yeah, literally, and I'm not even gonna lie. I was even taking advantage of that because when Apple literally ran out of it, I would just like go back, make many different accounts and just run it up with the discount and everything like that, and then resell it back to people. I thought it was a genius idea. Free game, by the way. So It was cool. Like I feel like I benefited off a lot, and I still benefit now because remember now we're dealing with the after effects of the pandemic, but it's starting to slow down.
That was part two of the question.
Yeah. It's starting to slow down, but at the same time, it's still constant because I learned how to wholesale, and that's the biggest thing. That's why I wish I learned that earlier. I wish I learned that in 2020. Once I learned how to wholesale electronics, I'm in profit every time. So it's cool.
Would you say like the pandemic and the current inflation that we're going through, would you say that those two factors impacted your supply chain? Like, would you say it affected your inventory, not just your inventory, but also like, for example, like just the consumer effect? Like, did you end up having surpluses, or were you selling more? Or are you selling more, I should say?
It was, so I can answer this truthfully. So let's start from January of this year all the way back down to like, let's say June of last year. The surplus was amazing.
Okay.
Surplus was amazing. Suppliers hitting me up left and right. My favorite Apple supplier hitting me up left and right. And then we was getting the product out easily. Anything from February, that's when I knew that I was kind of in trouble, because once like, and this is when inflation was like, it wasn't big, but I knew, like, I just can see things coming sometimes before it happens. And once he just left the partnership or whatever, I realized the lack of Apple supplies is going to start happening. And then I can't really fund anything. So then PlayStation 5s are still hot right now. So I was relying on that for a little bit. And then I realized that I had to learn something else, which was, sneakers and everything like that. And I was going to learn it with or without someone I won't name's help, regardless, because I have a notebook of things I want to learn about like certain things. So, it was just like I experienced a lot of, if it's surplus, it's shortages. I experienced a lot of like shortages, but then I have a phone, like I have another phone dedicated to business and everything like that. Mm-hmm. So I literally have 500 messages of suppliers hitting me back up. Phone. He said, yeah, this chat phone right here, 500 messages of suppliers hitting me up. And, that's when I realized wholesale is the biggest thing. I feel like if you can't learn anything else, learn how to wholesale anything, because wholesale will, I swear to God, I was making more money wholesaling for like 4 months straight. Like there was a time I wasn't seeing because you make more selling it privately. Like if you sell your car privately, you'll make more selling your car privately to selling it to a dealership. Mm-hmm. So if you make more selling electronics privately than wholesaling it, like that, it's the same thing. So there was a time I literally wasn't seeing no sales. I mean, like I was having $0 weeks. I went from having $1,000 day, $1,000 weeks. I even had a 50,000 week, literally. And it's like, dang, I'm not seeing that no more. And I was really like panicking, like, what am I gonna do? And then when I started to take wholesale seriously, I was making literally at the very least like $100 a day. And then I ended up with the week, I was able to pay off my credit card limits was like $5K. One credit card limit was $5K. Another one was like another $5K. If the fact that I'm able to pay off my credit card limit without even thinking about it, I even put it on auto pay. That's how much I wasn't worried about it because of wholesale and everything. But now it's just, everything started, it was calm. It cooled down for a little bit. And now I'm getting right back into it because, I didn't realize having a car was a big part of it until I totaled mine. So stay away from hitting deer on the road. Stay away from that.
Yeah, that story was crazy when you told me that. I was like, man.
I still can't believe a deer hit I still can't believe that. He just stood there looking stupid. Like and then I'm hitting him. I'm like, bro, like get out the way. This is not no Mario Kart, man. Get out the way.
God bless that you're safe in here, bro.
Yeah.
That's all I can say, man. God bless for another day.
I'm glad you actually asked that question because I literally, I was honest with somebody recently about it. Like, it's okay, you seen a lot of sales. I'm like, I am. I should be seeing more, but I'm not seeing as a lot as I should. But it's still somewhat constant enough because, like I said, when you learn a skill, like you want to learn something that pays you forever. Even if you don't make a lot of money, you can at least make some money. It's okay. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's still cool. Yeah,
I was gonna ask: is drop shipping similar to that, or like what's the difference between that? I never got into
you know what's so crazy? I've talked about it with my friend. Shout out to Waze, by the way, business bosses academy and everything. And we would talk about doing a drop shipping business together and stuff like that. And drop shipping is similar, but I'm more of hands on. Drop shipping is not hands-on.
That's like online.
Online, you know, and I love drop shipping. The problem is you also, like I said, the keys, I always tell people when you want to start something new, take that time to research what it actually is, because you need to know what you're selling, how you're selling it, what vendor, and your target audience. Like I learned like the whole PlayStation market in 1 month, and I never owned a Sony in my entire life. I'm a Nintendo guy, so yeah. So that's literally what it is. I learned how to like market, brand it accordingly, whether it's PlayStation, even a car, how to sell my a car. I literally learned about that in 1 month. Mind you, I didn't learn everything. I just learned the basics, and I went off that. You know, so it's just drop shipping is cool. I would get into it though, but you just have to know what you're doing. I sound cliche saying it, but it really is. It's something that I haven't even cracked yet myself, because I need to know exactly what I'm going to offer and whether I'm going to offer either the same things or just add-ons, which I believe I also say this too. Learn about, you know how they say sex sells, controversy sells, and everything like that. Like one of my friends does a drop shipping with sex toys, and I really thought it was super hilarious because I have the whole Mike at Night thing going on and everything. I know.
Yeah, we'll cut that part.
Yeah, we'll cut that part. But
if you know, you know.
If you know, you know. And but he really made a business. I really thought it was. I didn't. You know when things you don't think about, people do, and they're making like a killing off. He was selling hair too, women hair, and I'm like, I always wanted to sell women hair. So he does drop shipping with that. I'm like, wow, that is really
smart.
Like that's really smart, you know? So, because like women are a great audience to, if you know how to sell. Drake taught, I forget what Drake said in an interview. He was like, once you know how to like advertise to the woman, once the woman buy, then the men buy after.
I mean, that's kind of how like a lot of industries go.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people say, you know, if you make a song for the ladies, they go play it in the club. If you got to show that the girls like, everybody's gonna watch it.
Everybody's gonna watch it. Yeah.
So
that's all right. No more $40 jokes out of me. No more $40 jokes out of me. Women are really precious to me. So
that's a fact.
Yeah.
So there was this one post that I seen, and I shared the post too.
What was it?
And it was about black-owned businesses.
Here we go.
And it's funny because everybody was telling me to bring this up on my podcast. Like if you go to my post right now, you're gonna see people in the comments tell me to bring it up. So the post was about just, you know, how we tend to have this stigma of support has to just be given to us because we're like the minority, and it's like it's not easy for us to you know, get support off rip. So it's like anybody that we have, like friends, family, are just supposed to support us off rip.
Right.
And with that comes the prices. And it was a post where it was saying, you know, average price of this costs this, but then, you know, B.O.B. is selling it for this much. Average price of this service costs this, and then they're doing it for this much. So how do you feel about it? I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like dropped the mic with like under my comments and stuff. I feel like everybody just like saw my comment like, damn, can't compete with that. But I just want to know what you
so like how black businesses price their certain things because of like support and everything.
Yeah.
Compared to like other corporations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right. So basically, from being in the business, like regarding stuff like that, I have two opinions. I have two sides to take on this, but I'm going to give you the side I really take more. Right. You always want to price your things just enough that you make profit, but you also want to, you know, gain the exposure to get back that money more. So I always recommend not overcharging ever, and I'll tell you why. Because if you don't have your name in this, if you don't even have your foot in the field that you're going to, why would you expect people to buy a lot into you when you don't have anything backing, like none of that, you know? Because 100%. And I always said this, when you win the people over, the people will bring you back that investment twice and more. I've literally, like, I didn't even give it a credit. Like, this is when AirPods was like first hot. I never overcharged I gave AirPods for $75 to $100. That's a steal.
I mean, how much did they cost back then? Because
$170.
And you were selling them for 75
to 100 just to get. I sold them for 5 people. For that price. If you missed it, I'm so sorry. And I got it for obviously cheaper, and at the time I didn't really make money off that.
I'm more of a skull candy guy.
Yeah, skull candy. Yo,
I'm not
that
gonna lie.
those go hard.
That was,
So
since high school, like the NBA headphones. Like,
yeah,
have all
I
of them,
remember. I
all of them,
remember.
man.
G-Shock, skull candy era, all of that. Yeah. So it's like I agree that yes, prices can be too much, but you also have to think about they're just starting to get their feet wet. So you can't. I just think it's unfair to compare people to big. What do you call it? A sole proprietor to a big corporation. That doesn't make any sense. That
was honestly my argument too.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. And then on top of that, 9 times out of the 10, people are doing it. They found them first. We didn't come to you. You came to us.
What do you mean by that?
Like we didn't seek you out. Like for
Like the business?
Yeah, the business.
Okay.
We didn't seek you out. You sought us out because you want a certain product for a certain price or whatever. You sought us out. Granted, I do agree you should pay for quality.
Exactly.
You should always pay for, no matter what era we're in, I always say you should pay for quality. So how I would go about this is, like, I had a customer who said, oh, what's the difference of getting it from you at Best Buy? No, you or Best Buy. And I said, I gave them my interpretation. You go to Best Buy, and they'll give you this, they'll give you that, you have the store warranty or whatever that. I offer not only warranty, and I offer percentages off towards your next order. Last time I checked, Best Buy isn't doing that. Just saying. I also come to you. You also have to go to the store. You might have to pay for gas. You might have to pay for Uber, all these things. And I'm just giving you my value. I'll come to you and I'll throw percentages off your next order. And if I need to refund you, I would. It's really simple. The difference is between me and those corporations is just that, they can offer more, but that's if you feel if that's aligns with what you do. Because sometimes people just pay for convenience, and I literally brand off value and convenience. So I do agree that some black businesses do be overcharging, but because I'm in that business, I understand.
You also understand. Yeah.
I also understand. That's why I noticed that I always just tell people, if the price doesn't work for you, just move on. Just as the consumer, just move on. Because I'm a consumer too. I might be an owner, but I'm a consumer too. So just move on. It's really not the end of the world. You're not gonna raise hell and be like, oh my God, I think this price is too much. And you think, I think this price should be lowered. Okay, so.
Yeah, not to cut you off. I just feel like you said, just move on. Like, I feel like there's no need to like bash somebody over their prices. Like, even if I disagree, it's just like, okay, I'm just not gonna buy it.
Some stuff, and even to make this a little bit more real too. Some stuff I brought, I know they weren't worth the price. Only because I probably know how much it's probably made for. But I believe, like I said, I'm believing. I have this new saying: buying black all year, every year. And if I like it and I see myself wearing it, it's no different than me paying like $500 on a pair of freaking Yeezys or something like that. Mind you, I'm not gonna do that, but it really depends on if I really see myself wearing it a lot and stuff like that, and going from there. And if I can do that, I could do the same for black businesses too. It's not that big of a deal. And some of the stuff I get from black businesses end up lasting way more than what I'm getting it from the corporation. So I can speak from an aspect of, I have no issue paying some of their prices. I just know I know my drawback. I know my okay, you're kind of dragging it with that one. But I don't tell them that. I just be like, you know what? I appreciate you giving me that information. And unfortunately, I won't be buying at this time. And if you have something else, we can talk. And that's it. Really simple, straight down to earth, and it doesn't come off as hating too. Because sometimes when they talk to us, like as an owner, when we talk to you, we know. Sometimes it's kind of messed up a little bit. Some owners know that they know this person doesn't have money, and I'm just like in my head. So why are you? In my head, if that's the case, then why are you branding to them? But to each his own. To each his own.
Yeah, I mean, you hit most of what I said on the nail. For me personally, I just feel like it's more so just about growth. Yeah. Like, I hate when people say stuff like, you want my t-shirt or my hat. Yeah. You'll buy from like Gucci or something like that. I really, I'm just like, bro, do you know how long they've been around? Like, they've been around for a while, and they built their way up there.
They literally built their way up.
Not only that, but it goes back to like my previous point when I was saying it's really about like the passion you have for it. Like, these are people that literally have a brand that they have fashion designers behind, people that sketch, people that
a whole team,
make prototypes, everything. And it's like, no disrespect to some people, but some people, like we said earlier, slap the image on the shirt, and here you go. And the shirt is like not even good quality. Yeah, the Valley Stream. Like, I'm not gonna disrespect Valley Stream. I live nearby there.
It's the best analogy I got right now.
But yeah, like I was saying though, it's just like I feel like if you have good quality, like it's like talent. Like people say, talent speaks for itself.
Yeah,
I feel like if you have good quality on your products and services, people always gonna reach out despite whatever it is that you're doing, like despite your prices, stuff like that.
I agree.
Like for example, it's called Kin Apparel. I don't know if you heard about it, but
I never heard of it.
It's this woman. She was on Shark Tank, and she makes satin.
Put that in.
Yeah, she makes satin hoodies and like bonnets and blankets and stuff like that.
Yeah, I actually just called up the Shark Tank a little bit more. They be having some creative ideas. I'm not gonna lie.
Her stuff is amazing. I'm not gonna lie. Her material is amazing. And I bought a hoodie and I was just like, yeah, I need more.
Yeah, screenshot.
And the prices are pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Prices are pretty good because it's like, I'm not gonna lie. I bought other satin hoodies from other brands and I was just like, I'm paying basically the same price.
Yeah.
But her quality was top notch.
Yeah,
I'm gonna rock with her all the time. You know, when it comes to me wanting to like purchase like anything satin and stuff like that. But other brands, it's like, because I bought multiple, I'm not gonna lie. Well, the other ones, it's just like, I didn't feel like it was worth the money.
Yeah, I mean, it was worth
the
money.
And then that's where it comes into where it's just like, no disrespect to those brands, but it's just like, those owners would just come to me and just be like, oh, well, you'll go buy a, that debate again. You'll go buy a Dior hoodie, but you're not gonna buy mine. It's just like, well, Dior's quality, if I touch it, it feels very soft. It feels very comfortable. This feels like, cardboard, like, But shout out to her though. I don't know her name.
I just screenshotted her. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, like her fabric is definitely elite. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I like any new brand that people talk about. Like, I'm even gonna ask you like where you got that and stuff like that. So
you never seen this?
No, I've never seen it.
They're in Roosevelt Field.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I know they open in Green Acres too. I'm not gonna lie.
Valley Stream. Valley Stream.
Nah.
So it's just
I rock with them though. Shout out to them too.
If I don't like, I noticed if I don't really like a certain quality, even if it's my people or whatever, like thank God I'm African or whatever, so my mom just be giving clothes overseas and stuff like that. So I just be throwing it in that pile.
I'm Haitian. Like, they throw that in the doom.
Yeah, just and let her deal with that. Because especially if I don't see myself wearing it. I do a couple things. If it doesn't look good aesthetically on me, it's probably not, because they're 9 times out of 10 they're not taking that product back. Sometimes they don't really take that product back. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm just gonna either sell it, which sometimes I know how to sell these clothes, which is even more insane. That's how I know I'm a reseller by heart, because I know how to sell like the clothes they sell to me, which is insane to me. But I just if it doesn't look good aesthetically pleasing, and if the quality is not what I expected it to be, I just give it away. Because and this is what I also do sometimes. One time I gave it away and I asked them to tag that brand, and they was like, "Oh, how did you cop this? Somebody gave it to me." And I said, "Don't tell them who gave it to you." And it gave them still a customer. It gave them still an outreach, and I thought it was so genius. And they, to this day, they don't know who it is, and I'm like, just gonna keep it like that. So.
Yeah, because I would say for me personally, like a lot of the brands that I rock, I don't even know the owners, or I don't even know where they came from. They just pop up on like Instagram, like Facebook, stuff like that. I'm just like, this is fire. I look at it, I check it out, and I'll buy it, if I like it. But yeah, I say like, it's really just about what's like appealing to the customer.
Right.
Like I feel like, and I'm referencing like black-owned businesses, by the way. I feel like a lot of the time you can't just force it on your friends and family just because
you can't.
You want that immediate support. I feel like, pure talent,
bro.
Your pure talent. Well, I can't speak. Your pure talent is gonna like bring in.
Yeah, it's gonna bring in
the customers that you're looking for.
Bro, you want to get to the I forget who said this. You want to work enough to the point where when you walk into a room, people already know who you are. And I branded myself. I never really said it, but I work enough to the point where I don't have to market myself all the time. People are doing it for me. The moment I even talk about it,
that's true.
I literally every day I get mentions about who has P5s, who has Apple products, who knows how to do this. They literally mention me. I don't even have to post anything anymore.
Nope.
And if I do, it's just because I need to, make, just to post it.
And when he does, he gets like 1,000+ shares.
Yeah, 1,000+ shares.
I've seen it. So it's just like, yeah.
Sometimes it's also making a popular status, and then after, if people really like it, then I just add my link into it, and people still come to me. Like I've actually almost sold to 50 states. I have like 5 more states to go because I've done that tactic before that I just told you. So, and that's been killing me because I had this goal for like a year now, and I've literally only have 5 more to go. So
it's crazy because it's like you would even think people in 50 states.
Yeah. That's
even me. It's like I buy brands from states that I never even stepped foot on.
Yeah.
And how they probably would never think. I mean, we're in New York, so obviously they probably do, but they'll never think somebody cross country is gonna come buy their stuff.
Yeah, I just want people to stop complaining about the support. Like, bro, it's gonna come if you just work, man. Just consistency pays. Like, nobody can ever convince me consistency does not pay. If it pays in the gym, if it pays with your mind, if it pays with like schoolwork, it pays in the business too. So it really doesn't make sense why we sit here and talk about big brands like they didn't work in a warehouse to begin with.
Like every time I see that Amazon picture of Jeff Bezos, when he was like in his original office, and people use that as like their motivation and stuff like that. I'm just like, you gotta start here to get to where he's at.
Get to here,
a lot of people, they just think it's Jeff Bezos up here already. And it's like, no, you always gotta start from somewhere, and hopefully down the line, if you're consistent and you market well enough, you're gonna be the next Jeff Bezos, Mark Cuban. What's his name? Elon Musk. People like that. So
I mess with Mark. Not even gonna lie, son. He do Shark Tank. Host got the Dallas Mavericks on. Like, come on, son is smart.
He is. Like I was watching it was like one of those like Instagram reels on like Bleacher Report, and the interviewer, she asked him, do players come up to you with ideas? He was like, all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
Well, I would expect that.
Like, I would expect that. I was like, hell yeah. I was like, shit, even me as a fan, excuse my language, but even me as a fan, I'll just walk by, like, hey, Mark, I got this idea. Like,
I actually had a good, now that you brought that, I actually have a question. Like, if, being as we're businessmen and everything like that, if a millionaire or a billionaire or a quote unquote investor, you met up with an investor and you had an idea to propose to them, what would it be? I know. Somebody asked you that, and I could not answer that. It took me a minute to answer that.
I had a feeling you were going to ask me that. Actually, I was funny. I think I was probably going to ask that. I mean, right now, I don't really, if anything...
If you want to keep it under wraps, you could do that, too.
It'll probably be to back this podcast, because I feel like, maybe I'm wrong, but I haven't seen anybody do something that we're doing.
Yeah.
I know the only podcast I could say that's pretty similar would be like Earn Your Leisure, but they're more so... financial literacy. Like I would say strictly.
Yeah, we're covering like other things and everything.
Yeah, we're more of a, I would say, exposure platform.
Yeah.
Whereas they're more of an educational platform. And I actually like them. Actually, they gave me a little advice one time. Actually, this was like a while back. But I would say mainly like I would just give them this project because I feel like what we're doing, like I said, from my knowledge at least, I feel like we're the first ones doing it. And I feel like this is something that could go a long way. Like somewhere down the line, you never know. We might have Sony, Amazon,
reach out,
Oracle,
reach out, literally.
Huge companies wanting to
it literally is just
work
consistency.
With us for,
Consistency.
Anything really. But that's really what it'd be. Off the top of my head though, like if I had to do like...
Remember, you don't have to share so people don't steal your idea.
No, it's not even that. It's just off the top of my head, if I had to think, that's something I would really have to really sit down and think about. Because I feel like for me, it's cliche to say, but I'm more of the look at what everyone else is doing and do the opposite type of person.
Oh, so that's nice. That's actually good advice, actually.
That's kind of, that's how we got here. That's how we got here. But that one stumped me there. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like for me though, one thing I always wanted to do personally though, like I knew if I was like ever rich, was I wanted to open up my own recording label. Because I feel like everybody says I have an ear for when it comes to like music and stuff like that.
Ear for A&R, yeah.
Like everybody says, I'm that guy when it comes to music. People always ask me, oh, like who's a new artist to listen to?
Like what? Like how?
Oh, hell no. I mean, listen, I love like what's going on in the scene, but I can't advocate for drill music right now. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I listen to it a lot, but me personally, it's just not like where the money's at. Though. They're talented, but it's just not where the money is long term. To be honest, but Yeah, that's honestly something I wanted to do, but damn, that's a tough question because it really makes me want to think like, what's something that needs to be done in the world? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of where I'd probably start
It's a tough question. It's a tough
my
question.
brainstorming.
Mm-hmm. Like I know when somebody asks me that question, I literally could not answer that for like. I actually still struggle to figure it out because every time I have an idea, it's not innovative the way I want it to be. So I'll be like, nah, it's not gonna work. And the one idea I did come up with is like, New York City, we struggle to find parking. So an app that locates parking spaces, that would be
That's
fire.
the thing, though.
That would be fire.
In real time, that's
real
kind of
time.
tough.
It's kind of.
I know there's apps
tough.
like that already, but
Yeah, it's kind of
in
tough.
real time, it's tough.
Yeah, it's kind of tough. But
Like I thought about that. I feel like I've heard that idea thousands of times as well. To be honest, I thought about myself too, and I thought I was smart for it. Then I heard 10,000 other people say like,
yeah.
But in real time, that's really the only thing I would say that's tough.
The hard stuff come because I thought about that how real time could work because Google Maps has like a satellite thing now. And it has like real time. No, there's like a real time function on it, but the amount of it's not just money. It was something else I was reading about it. Like how can that be done? That's a big thing because you have to like it's like a satellite telecommunications thing and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, this is more complicated than I thought. So, but that's where the investors come in because I'm not spending that money. So
yes, back us, help us out.
Yeah. Please do. If you're looking at this video, please do.
They will. And you will get a free feature with us.
Please. So.
Nah. But I would say one thing though. I would say if an investor came up to me and asked me like what did I have in mind, I would ask them what do they have in mind.
That's a good one.
Or if they didn't want to share, I'd at least ask them how do they go about their thought process in terms of like what they look to invest into and things like that.
So now the ultimate question, $500,000 or a dinner with Jay-Z? Yo, you know how many people were justifying the Jay-Z one, bro?
I'm taking that 500K because if I sat at that table and Jay-Z says, damn, bro, I would have took the 500K.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand where you're going because technically your two questions kind of are linked with each other because Jay-Z's a billionaire, obviously. So it's like a dinner with him is him just randomly asking you, what would you start up as a business?
Yeah.
Or what do you think I should invest in if, I was to just give you $1 billion, $1 million, however many.
And I also feel Jay wouldn't really sit down with anyone. So if you got a dinner with Jay-Z, like I think
you gotta be special.
You gotta be special. So
gotta be doing something, man.
And half of the time, like I just caught on to the whole as a business owner, sometimes like if you want to network with other business owners, you take them out to like eat like lunch and stuff like that. And I was explaining this to somebody.
I put you onto that.
Yeah, you did. Actually, you did. Yeah, actually, you did. And then it's funny because shout out to Miss Bella Bomb or whatever, because we did like a workshop together, like not for too crazy. Like we went out to Mexico or whatever, and she said this is like her safe space to like get done work and everything like that. And it took me to be there, and I'm like, yo, you dead said that. Like you dead said that. Yep. So. And I remember I was telling someone, like, I did a posted video of her. People was like, oh, this is your new girl now. And I'm like, bro, what does that have to do with anything? We're going out to eat as business owners,
I'm here for the dinner write-off.
Yeah, literally. So I think it's really cool that, like, I know it's a joke, like, but it's still a legit question. Like, actually started off as a legit question. What am I saying? So, like, a dinner with Jay-Z, I feel like it's not that. I'm a be the devil's advocate. I don't think it's not that bad to rule off the table. That's just me.
It's not. It's not. But you got to really be prepared. Like
$500,000 in this time. Give me that.
That's gonna be the most expensive dinner you eat, though.
Yeah, literally.
Never know.
And if Jay-Z's covering that dinner, I want to know who's covering that dinner because I don't think I'm covering that dinner.
Yeah. So, are there any last second things, any comments, any advice you want to give out there for anybody that's trying to, one, just start up a business or two, well, specifically get into your industry, I should say?
I would say, I definitely, so I can answer both of these questions. Let me just answer both.
It's one question, but you know what I mean? Like, however you want to answer it.
Yeah, I'm going to break it down a little bit. So I say, if you're going to start something, learn the structure, so first have a plan. That's one. Dedicate time to doing it too. Like, don't half-ass that Please do not half-ass that, because it's gonna reflect everything else and determine whether you see yourself doing it long-term or short-term. Because if you don't know that answer, the passion is gonna lose like quickly. And if passion goes, the consistency is supposed to bring it back. That's what's supposed to happen. And I would say whether or not like you see yourself not just doing it for a long time, whether or not you see like, could you see it being a popular product to people, or people want to know about, and people can identify you with that. Like, that's what this person does. And you could be happy to say that's what you do. And if you can't be happy to say that's what you do, then that business is not for you. That's what I say. As far as reselling goes, you could obviously you come to learn more about it with me. But what I personally say is any product, especially in the age of StockX gives you a market value for that item, and Discord also helps too. But you want to understand, if you're going to start reselling, learn the product that is hot and what's not, and then advertise it accordingly. And then before you advertise, do the research on that product. Because a lot of people want to resell, and resell is pretty simple, but you could really turn it into a good side hustle if you actually do the appropriate steps, which is researching, planning, and then it's 3 simple steps: researching, planning, and then it's executing. That's if you want to define it like that. And then the 4th step, it could be consistency, because, believe it or not, when you resell to people, you can actually network with a bunch of different people. Like, I got a celebrity connect because of reselling, like shout out to, even shout out to like Holly TV. Like, I think I really like that guy. You know what I'm saying? So
funny. I see him at parties too. Like, he's
really cool. Like, and I really like how people can recognize me for that. And one of my other mans like got me hooked up with somebody else. So it's just pretty cool to see that. It's really cool to see that. Oh my god. I really love reselling sometimes. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. So. Yeah, reselling is a good side hustle. I personally, if somebody actually asked me this recently, can reselling be a career? I was like, that is something I don't know how to answer correctly.
I would say so.
I say yeah.
It's crazy because I was kind of gonna ask you, but I was probably gonna ask you off air probably. Like, yeah. I was gonna ask, like, how do you feel about like stores that resell?
Yeah.
So, like how you said StockX and businesses like that. Like,
I say, let's take Lace Up, for example. Lace Up Brooklyn. Yeah, I know that's since that's not too far from here and everything.
Well, they're everywhere.
And everywhere.
Yeah.
And their stores like clientele. So I actually like stores that exist like that. Mm-hmm. But just keep in mind that it goes a lot to storefronts and everything like that. Have a lot of responsibilities. So yes, reselling can be a career. Personally, I don't really think I want it to be my career. That's just my thing. I just want it to be something I can do easily, like at the drop of a hat, But reselling is cool. I think it could be a good career if you actually take it seriously. And remember, everything is worth reselling. Wow. Somebody said that to me. Anything is worth reselling, which is insane, but it's the truth though. Like, when you think about, I said this in the beginning, like, everything is practically reselling, so anything is worth reselling. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so. It could be a career. I don't know if I see it myself as a career, but I can give you the basics, the fundamentals, and what's hot, what's not. So, but networking is where it's going to really, I feel like networking is the best part of reselling, because sometimes you can network with a supplier that can give you the stuff for a cheap price, and that means the maximum profit is gain, and it's big gains. And you ever seen that show? What is it? Ed, and Eddie? Mm-hmm. I forget it. I know it's the short one.
The short one.
It's Ed, right? All I see is cha-ching when a supplier gives me a good price, because I know how much I can sell that for.
He went crazy for those quarters with the gumballs.
He be eating jawbreakers and stuff like that. That's what it was, yeah. All I see is a bunch of 25 cents just in the air. 25 cents. So yeah, that's literally how I look at reselling every time.
Hustler right there.
Yeah, that's the guy. He always had a way to make money.
You got to move like him, but you also got to move like Julius Rock.
That's right.
Everybody hates Chris. Right?
That's right. Cheap.
Jason Pitts, like,
what do you be like? That's 12 cents worth of toothpaste. Like, what, bro? Like, move away, bro. And God bless the 25 cent worth of chips, because back in the day we used to have 25-cent chips and stuff like that.
25 cent
hearing
chips.
them in that era would be hilarious. That would be hilarious.
Inflation would have it took him out.
Yeah. If he hears about these gas prices, oh my God. It's actually going down now, so I'm not mad at it. But As far as last comments is concerned, that's pretty much consistency pays. Like, that's always my greatest advice, and be better than you were yesterday. I love that quote so much. So I always tell that to people, be better than you were yesterday. So yeah.
Yeah, I definitely say for me, I would definitely say research your industry that you want to get into, and kind of treat it the same way. I mean, for the people who went to college, like treat it the same way like you made your college decision, right? In terms of your major and stuff like that. Like, what were you good at? You know, if you're a math guy, like, do you want to get into like physics? Do you want to get into finance? Do you want to get into things like that? If you're a science person, do you want to get into biology? Treat it the same way like that. You know, if I could draw, do I want to start doing art? Do I want to start doing clothing? Stuff like that, you know. So definitely do your research, know yourself. I would also say do it.
Yeah, do your due diligence.
I spoke to like maybe 20 people about this podcast, right? And everybody just told me straight up, just do it.
Just straight do it.
That was like, to sum it all up, that's what they all said.
That's what they all said.
So, you know, definitely want to just give it a try, go all in. And it's crazy because at the time that I was brainstorming this podcast, everything was just screaming to do it. Like, I was seeing posts on social media that were just about taking risks.
Yeah, the universe reminds
the music
you
I was
like
listening
that.
to, taking risks.
Yeah.
Interviews I was watching, podcasts I was watching, everybody's talking about taking risks. So it's all about just taking risks and just doing it.
Your universe has a good way of reminding you of something that's on your mind, and just telling you, like, there's something in your ear, like, oh, what is Randy Orton theme song? Like, I have voices in my head, like somebody's like telling me to, like,
Gotta do
it.
Gotta
do it. Yeah, you know? So it's like, it's always like when you think of something and it's like, wow, I just thought about this and now it's on my timeline. Like, I think that's really insane. The law of attraction. That's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah. That's what it is.
Yeah. Also, enforce good habits.
Yeah.
I'm reading a book right now, Atomic Habits. It's a good book.
Yes, that is a good book.
It's
wow.
a very good book.
Wow, that is on my iPad, actually.
Yeah. So I definitely say, like I said, summarize everything.
Wow.
Know your industry. Know yourself. Build good habits. Damn, I forgot my own point. I mean, it's okay. You guys will catch up. You guys will catch up. You run it back.
You got the point.
But yeah, so definitely shout out to the Brooklyn Podcasting Studio.
Shout out to the Brooklyn Podcast Studio.
Shout out to the Dukes of York for our image right here.
Thank you, man.
Those are my guys. And yeah, shout out to all the supporters.
Wow, that was cute. Like the
you're tuned in.
That's nice.
Yeah. And I'll definitely say, you know, shout out to all the future guests we're gonna have. We're gonna see what's cooking with them. You see, that's where I got the name from.
If you're a talent that got talent, we're looking for you.
Exactly.
That's all I gotta say. We're here to showcase you.
Trust me, we got a list already, so we're scouting.
Yeah, we're scouting.
We're scouting.
Scouting report is on HOTS.
But other than that, I think we're good here.
And if you're not, wait. We gotta be the what's cooking. What's cooking? What you got to say with that one?
I mean, what's cooking? Like, I mean, just a quick thing. Like, I literally just got the phrase just from thinking about just slang in general. I was like, well, what's cooking? You know, like, what's going on? Like, so with businesses, I just wanted to see, like, what's going on with you guys? Like, you got any new things coming out? Any, you know, stories you want to tell us? Like, what's cooking? You know, so that's kind of how I came up with it.
You can smell what we're cooking. You can hear what we're cooking.
I know he wanted to go with The Rock with that one.
You can smell what we're cooking, and you can hear what we're cooking.
So you do the close up with the
eyebrow.
The eyebrow. You gotta do the
yeah. I have a hard time doing that.
All right, man. It's gonna be on YouTube. So like, comment, subscribe. Hit the what is it? What do they say? Hit the bell notification.
Yeah, hit the bell notification. All of that. Subscribe.
Follow us on Instagram.
Subscribe and subscribe.
There we go. The What's Cooking NYC on everything. That's what we call everything. On everything. What's Cooking NYC. You can see this soon. All right. So everybody stay blessed. I mean, it's nighttime right now, so I guess I should say good night.
To all what they say, to all and have a good night. Was something like that?
Like I never heard that.
Never heard that? Okay. So we're gonna go over that. All right,
but yeah. We're out.